estate. Hi, I'm Stephen Gasque with the National Association of Realtors. Our top story today: the workhorses of the mortgage application and settlement processes are getting new names, and they'll operate under new rules. The HUD-1 will soon be called the Closing Disclosure Form, and the Good Faith Estimate will be known as the Loan Disclosure Form. New names and new rules designed to get the documents to buyers and sellers faster. It all happens in about a year. NAR's Ken Tripetta has more on this big change for residential real estate.
The biggest change is that the settlement statement is going to be due in the consumer's hands 3 days before closing. Now, there's some leeway if last-minute things need to be changed with the settlement regarding the real estate transaction elements, but if major loan changes happen, another 3-day waiting period is going to have to begin.
If you have questions about all this, the Federal Reserve and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau are hosting a series of webinars designed to help you understand all of the changes. The first webinar happens later this month, and NAR encourages you to listen in. Good news for households who took a hit to their credit score during the economic downturn. Fair Isaac Corporation, whose FICO scores are used in 90% of all loan decisions, announced it will stop using information from debt collectors in calculating a credit score if that debt has been paid back. NAR President Steve Brown said the change could mean relief for financially responsible households whose damaged credit is keeping them from obtaining a safe and affordable mortgage.
This move will make a real difference in the lives of millions of Americans who've been shut out of the housing market or forced to pay higher mortgage rates because of flawed credit scores.
NAR says more changes like that are needed. Overly tight credit policies continue to be the single biggest roadblock to healthy real estate markets. Members of Congress are back home for the rest of the summer, and that's the perfect time for you to let your senator or representative know what you want them to accomplish when they return to Washington: mortgage debt cancellation relief and terrorism risk insurance. Mortgage debt cancellation relief eliminates the tax people face when their lender forgives all or part of their mortgage, as they often do in a short sale. And terrorism risk insurance is absolutely essential for the smooth functioning of commercial real estate sales. It's provided by the federal government as a backstop to private insurance. Lawmakers' summer break is the perfect time to let them know that when it comes to real estate, there's some unfinished business out there. Again, here's NAR President Steve Brown.
If you see your member of Congress, talk to him or her about these issues. They are vital to you, our members, and the consumer.
If you plan to meet with your lawmaker in a one-on-one session, NAR can help you get prepared. All the information you need is ready for you at Realtor.org. Are you breaking the law without even knowing it? Sometimes all it takes is a wink and a nod, and you can be found guilty of violating antitrust laws. In particular, laws designed to prevent a group of companies from colluding against a competitor. NAR Deputy General Counsel Ralph Holman says it does not take any kind of explicit agreement to be found on the wrong side of the law.
In most cases, there isn't an express or written agreement between two or more competitors to limit competition in some way. Instead, most unlawful antitrust agreements are implicit, unwritten ones formed in a meeting or a discussion or pursuant to an understanding, a wink or a nod, or some other exchange between competitors that results in the parties to that discussion doing business in precisely the same way, charging the same commission rate, refusing to cooperate with other brokers, listing property on exactly the same terms and conditions, limiting advertising in certain ways, or other practices.
Mr. Holman says getting hit with an antitrust lawsuit can be especially costly. For one thing, damages are usually tripled. For another, the losing side has to pay all the attorney fees. And finally, a government lawsuit might be followed by private lawsuits as well. And that's our show for the week of August 18th. Real insights from your nation's realtors. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to join us in the coming week